Hey everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video on Hurricane Ian. Throughout today in Jamaica, the island has been feeling the impacts from Hurricane Ian. The outer bands have been causing flooding in sections of the island. And so in this video, I'll be showing you guys clips that have been taken of what's been happening here in Jamaica. But I'm going to be giving an update on the cyclone first. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you never miss an important update video on the tropics. And to show your support for the channel, you can leave a like on this video. And so we are going to be starting off here with a view of the cyclone. Look at Ian right now in the northwestern Caribbean. It is en route to the Gulf of Mexico, but not before lashing the western side of Cuba and also Jamaica. So there is so much activity taking place, especially in the southern portion of the island, the south central and southeastern portions of the island. Those areas have really been feeling the impacts of the cyclone, and the storm was at its closest to Grand Cayman earlier as a hurricane, and now it is intensifying even more. So rapid intensification is anticipated throughout today, and Ian is expected to peak as a major catastrophic category 4 hurricane, but thankfully before making its way into Florida, it is expected to weaken. And looking at a closer view right now of Ian, there we can see it just churning like that. It is looking so symmetrical, and it's likely that eye will be appearing very soon in the cyclone. But if we look in Jamaica, we see this continuous area of deep convection lingering in the central portions of the island. And so that is what has been resulting in flooding across some parishes today. As I said, later in this video, I'll be showing you guys the clips of what's happening. But for the most part, most of the island has been feeling the impacts, maybe some rainfall now and then. But of course, they have definitely been much less intense in some areas. For example, I'm in the western side of the island, the northwestern side. And so we've been having rainfall here, to be specific, St. James. We've been having rainfall here that's not too intense this evening, some thunderstorms, but nothing intense as what's happening in other sections of the island. And so let's go on to that cone forecast from the National Hurricane Center. And we're seeing here that Ian is currently a Cat 2 hurricane. It has winds of 100 miles per hour, and a Cat 2 ranges from winds of around 96 miles per hour up to 110 miles per hour. And so more rapid strengthening is expected as we're going to be heading throughout the rest of the day and through the next couple of days. And then Ian should weaken as it approaches the Florida coast, to be specific, the west coast of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico. But we see this cone widening, and that is because the cyclone can pass anywhere within this zone. There is so much uncertainty after the next 3-4 days. I mean, Ian is still pretty far out, and there can be a lot of changes, but we have these various watches and warnings that are in place. We have a hurricane warning that is in effect for sections of the Florida Keys, sections of the west coast of Florida, as well as western Cuba, including Isle of Youth or Isla de Juventud. So those areas are definitely likely to feel hurricane conditions there. And I mean, the cyclone is intensifying, as I said. It's very strong. I mean, it's already a Cat 2, and it should peak at a Category 4. But as I said, we're going to be having unfavorable conditions setting in. We're going to have that increase in that wind shear, as well as dry, stable conditions, and those will help to induce weakening in the cyclone. But nonetheless, it is still going to be very dangerous. This is a very dangerous situation for the northwestern Caribbean right now, and will be for the southeastern U.S., mainly Florida. There's going to be that storm surge, which is that inundation of the coastline as a result of the strong winds of the cyclone pushing the water on shore. And so please be prepared for that. I know that there are many preparations happening right now in Florida, but guys, please just stay safe if you're to be affected by Ian. And even as we look at this rainfall potential map right here, we have the different colors that show how much rainfall is expected in inches, and we see some of that that purple shade highlighting up to 20 inches of rainfall in some areas. And as the storm approaches, we're going to be seeing this being a little bit more widespread, so a lot of rainfall expected from Ian, as well as those strong winds. But the main concern is going to be that heavy rainfall, as well as that coastal flooding as a result of the storm surge. So please take all the necessary precautions and stay safe. That can't be emphasized enough, guys. And so now let's go ahead and take a look at what has been happening in Jamaica. And these various videos are from the Jamaica Observer as well as Jamaica Gleaner. Persons have taken these videos and sent them to these news outlets, and they've been on their social pages. And so you can go ahead and check them out. There are more on their Instagram pages, but this is just to show you guys what is happening. And this is to prove what I said. Ian is moving far away from us, yet the outer bands are affecting the island. You don't need a direct tropical cyclone to really bring dangerous conditions to an area. So persons were wondering what is happening. Well, we haven't seen much impacts yesterday or even on Saturday. So some persons even thought that, you know, this thing was being overrated, but it really isn't. It's just to bring awareness to it that, listen, even though it is not going to be moving directly into the area, it is likely to still bring dangerous conditions. And here we have sections of Jamaica being flooded. And so take a look at these videos, and you can see for yourself what's been happening across sections of the island today, mainly the southern parishes.
I'm me alone in the dark room. Riverbed. Riverbed.
Carry them. Right there. Whoa. Go through my boss. Road. Road. Up on station, lightning alley there. You don't know, so look how down the done. Yeah. Sit there. Up so. Rain.
And so, guys, you have seen it, and this is why persons are always urged to take all the necessary precautions and stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. Again, Ian is moving so far away, yet these outer bands are resulting in so much flooding across sections of Jamaica. So continue to stay safe, guys, and of course, I'm going to be keeping you updated as time goes by. And so that is really it for now. Join me tomorrow morning for yet another update video on what is going on with Ian. And so you can leave your questions down below if you have any, as well as your thoughts. And of course, remember to always be wise.